and welcome to another episode of Sweet Spots with Kris Rainwaters. I'm Kris, and today we're sitting down with Charles Dorsey. He is the owner and designer of Break Loose Clothing. Hi, Charles.
How you doing?
Great. How are you doing today?
Good.
Thank you so much for being here and for doing this. Let's start the interview by you taking a brief moment to describe your business and what you're all about.
All right. So to start off, what my business is about, what I'm about, is pretty much just getting people to think outside of the box. So when you think of a fashion brand or a clothing brand, you really don't think of anything like that, but that's pretty much what Break Loose is about. I started my company about 4 years ago when I was homeless. I don't really use it as a selling point. I just use it as a fact because that's actually when and how I started it. The whole purpose behind me choosing Break Loose and actually choosing to put it on a clothing brand is because, during that phase of my life, there was like a lot of things that was going through my mind as far as like, okay, what am I going to do with myself? What do I want, in the long run of life? And, pretty much like, how would I want to be remembered? And so one of the things I had to do was remember who I was as a person, not just the Charles Dorsey before the Marine Corps, not just the Big Ace, the Coach Ace, the Marine Corps Dorsey, none of that. It was who am I really as a person? And to kind of push that out there, to the public. And so that's why I decided to use Break Loose. At first, the name of the company was going to be Let Loose, but it sounded a little weird, so I went with Break Loose.
It's like drinking beer.
Exactly. So it's just one of those things. Like if you look at all the logos, like I tell people, all the chains on every single logo, they're all broken, and so what that represents is your mind. And so again, to reflect back to when I was in that situation, it's like, okay, social standards didn't matter at that point, political matters didn't matter at that point, stuff that I was taught, whether it was at home, in school, growing up, none of that stuff mattered. It's like, okay, what are you going to do to get your true happiness? And so, being a business owner, first of all, and then, coming out of my shell, out of my box and creating something from the ground up is really what got me to where I am right now with Break Loose.
I love that. That is so awesome.
Oh, cool. All right.
So, I guess how did you get started? Like, why did you choose this exactly? Like, what was that? Like, what did you do? You're just, one day you're just like,
Nah, it actually,
this is what I'm going to do.
Honestly, it actually started when I was younger. I'm from Georgia, originally from Vista, Georgia. So like at our bus stop, it's dirt, what I'm saying? Like a little bench, dirt, a little shed, and then I'm in the South, so it rains a lot. We have the red clay, all that stuff. And so what really, triggered my mind years ago about a clothing brand was, I would just be amazed at the bus stop. The people would come with the Jordans, this is when Nike was,
They're expensive.
Yeah, but they're standing in mud.
Yeah.
They're all standing in mud. They're all looking at the same shoe. And I'm just like, it's kind of cool, but it's weird, And so, during that phase, you have, like Corcoran, Boss, Cross Colors. Like I got to see all of those, come to fruition. And every time I seen one, I bought it, yeah. But it was always something in the back of my mind, like, man, you should have something with your name on it.
Yeah.
It was always there in the back of my mind. And so, here we are years and years and years later. It's like, okay, well, my name isn't like one of those Christian Dior type names,
right.
But Break Loose, that's something that's going to catch everybody's attention.
Nice.
It's something that, will stick with people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, you said you're from Georgia. How long have you been in Vista? Forever.
Forever. Longer than I've been in Georgia. I think this is year number 20 for me, I think.
Oh, nice.
Not necessarily here in Vista, but
yeah.
Pretty much here in California.
Okay, cool. So why do you think it's so important to support small local businesses in the shop? Not go to Walmart.
That's a good question. The reason being, and a lot of times people don't really think about this, but when you have people, who are brave enough to come out of that comfort zone and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this. It's a lot more value to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would never take away anything from a big business because at the end of the day, we all hope to be a big business.
Right.
But for the most part, you look at artists, and I consider everybody an artist. Anybody who's doing something outside of a 9-to-5, whether you're a model, whether you're, an actor, singer, a street vendor, fashion designer. It's just one of those things to where you have to have a lot of respect for what they're doing because not everybody can do it.
Right.
You look at the local, like when we have the street fairs and they come back, or like the what they call the farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are really going to go out and pick fruits and vegetables to sell at a farmers market?
Right.
Not a lot of people. But you go to Walmart and everywhere else, they already got it right there for you. But then you look at actually out in the field, actually, making it happen, planting the seed, making it grow, let's support them because they're actually putting work into it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's intent.
Exactly. So it's a great line on that question, which is a good great line. But the answer is self-starters are people who they're just not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Took the plunge.
Exactly.
It's scary.
Exactly. There is nothing normal about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you have to show support. You don't have to buy the product. You don't have to say, "Oh, I love." No, don't lie to yourself. But at the same time, the support, where as in telling somebody else, or if it's on social media, at least hitting the like, at least hitting share to get other people, involved in it. It's important. You know what I mean? Just because at the end of the day, and we see this all the time, what happens if that small street vendor becomes something huge?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, what's everybody going to want to say? Well, yeah, I was a part of that.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have
Takes
that
a
picture?
village, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, nah, you go back to Walmart where you were, stick to what you used to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's another reason why it's important, because when you're dealing with people like us, we don't do this just to stay local. We don't do this just to stay in one position. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing this because we want to expand and we want to help everybody else around us. It's in more than one way. So that's why it's important.
Moving forward, then, what are your goals over the next year?
So my goal, one of my accomplishments, one of my goals was to actually make it on TV, which I did. Not myself, my brand. I made it onto the Dazzle Network for the last boxing match that was on June the 19th.
That's pretty cool.
I still want to stay independent for as long as possible before someone tries to buy me out, and make me mainstream. Another one of my goals is just to get other people just to come outside of their shell and just do the same thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a clothing brand or anything like that, but just come out of your shell to do something that makes you happy. That's pretty much what the end all and the goal is, to break loose. You coming out of your shell and doing something that's really going to make you
breaking
happy.
loose.
Exactly.
And being yourself and embracing what you're passionate about.
Exactly.
I love that. I really do. That's pretty awesome. Is there some little known fact or anything that people don't know about your business?
Little known fact.
Interesting behind the scenes, perhaps?
I guess a lot of people don't know that I do everything by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, so everything. Well, can't really see behind there, but yeah, I do everything. It's everything from the designs, everything from the shipping to receiving, sales. I don't use any investors at all. No outside money. Everything comes outside of my pocket. That's it, right? Yeah, everything comes from my pockets. Yeah, I literally do everything for my company myself.
That's a lot of work.
It is.
But it's rewarding.
Oh, yeah.
So is there anything like coming up or anything exciting that's happening soon that you want to announce?
Yeah, right now, and I'm quite sure a lot of people who are following Break Loose. I'm still working on the website, and that's been the reason why I say that's exciting is because it's just like a next level type thing. And for someone like myself who's just pretty much clueless about it, it is exciting for me.
And a learning experience.
So I mean, it's definitely coming. I wanted to have it done by this past weekend, but that just didn't happen. But I do have the website coming up, and the rotation for the new line after all of this stuff is completed. It's already in the works.
Nice.
So I mean, the rotation is about to get pretty heavy. Along with that, like once I have the website up, of course, if there's something from the old line that's still on the website, you can still order it. It'll be shipped directly to you. I keep a lot of stuff on hand myself because, I do have like a nice size fan base out here locally. So I like to have stuff on hand myself, for when people ask, boom, here it is. But for the most part, once the website is set up, if I don't have it on hand, it'll still be on the website. And the good thing about that is that it'll be shipped directly from the manufacturer to you. So in other words, it's not going through the manufacturer, then to me, then I got to ship it. Now it's going directly to you.
Right. So it'll be faster.
Exactly.
Nice. So in your journey so far in all of this, what's probably the most impactful or memorable? Do you have anything to share that just really just was like, man, that's awesome?
I think the people that you meet along the way. The sad fact is, when you do start your own business or you do venture on your own, the saying is true that you find out who your real friends are. But at the same time, I'm just going to keep it real. It's 8.9 million people, 7.9 million, close to 8 million people in the world. So, the whole, do your friends support? Do they not support? I mean, that logic went out the window a long time ago because the main thing that I realized is like, the people that you meet along the way, those people are like really, really impactful, and those are people who really push you. Like I said, like this boxing thing that happened over the weekend, that was from somebody I met along the way.
That's cool.
Like a lot of motivation I get nowadays comes from a lot of people that you'll meet along the way. And then too, like, taking it a step back to the people that have been there with me from the ground up, they motivate me more than I motivate them. Because I got a few friends, as a matter of fact, one of them, he just received his package last week, but he sent me a picture of it. But I'm looking at a picture that he sent me from, one of the new t-shirts I have versus the ones I did last year. And I'm just like, dang. And he's still supporting me, because the one I did last year was whack, man. It was like,
well, it was cool at the time.
I mean, it was
you
cool at the
time,
but I was just like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, ooh. And the thing is as soon as he even caught wind that I had, something new out, hey, let me go ahead and get it. You know what I mean? And sending the money and receiving his package, posting a picture. And so I mean, it's stuff like that when you're seeing that, it just does a lot to you, a lot for you, mentally.
Absolutely.
Another friend of mine in North Carolina, the exact same way. Like, they just don't hesitate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I even tried to offer them a free item because I was looking at it like, hey man, these are a lot better than the last one. Let me just give them for free. Nah, nope, that's not how we work. That's not how we operate. Your price is this for this item. That's what I'm paying. You got to keep working. And so that also means a lot. I could give another example. Homegirl of mine stays in Escondido. I'm like, she's like one of the main ones. It's another one too that stays in San Marcos.
Gotta love all the
love. I mean, it's because what people don't realize is that it really means a lot. And that's the kind of stuff that keeps you going. Is when you have people that believe in your product, and I want to say almost believe in your product more than you believe in it.
Yeah.
So it's always when you're having like those bad moments, or like those stalemate times where you're like, okay, what am I doing? What do I need to do? And then you get that message or that phone call, hey, I want those, I need these, this and a third, good job, keep going. It means a lot.
True fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody is interested in checking out your stuff, how can they find you?
So that's a question that everybody hates because, as you see, I have a lot of. Well, you've seen it. I have a lot, and right now, primarily on the Instagram. I primarily post everything in the stories because once I do have the website set up, I'm not going to revamp the Instagram. I'm just going to have like a little blocked off area, then start fresh. Reason being is because if you actually look at the Instagram, it tells the story, and so I kind of want people to understand what Break Loose is about more. You know what I'm saying? Just from start from the bottom up. Because like I said, I think like in 2 of those pictures I was actually homeless, but like nobody knew, and that's the cool thing about it. You know what I mean? So, but to find this or to find Break Loose right now as we speak, go to the Instagram. I think you're gonna post my email address.
Yeah.
Okay, the email address we posted, the TikTok for sure. Yes, I said TikTok. All right, TikTok works. Man. I'm trying to tell you. And for right now, as we speak, that's the best way to find it. Because like I said, once the website is up, I'm already knowing it's going to be like really quick moving and everything. So if you want to be one of the first, just go to the Instagram.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it.
And to kind of cap this off, when all this is over and you're sitting on the top of the world, how do you want everyone to remember you? What's that game here?
Hopefully it's someone who helped change their life, man. Because like I said, the whole thing behind the name Break Loose, the clothes are going to look dope regardless. But what you got to remember is clothes change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I'm wearing these joggers today, I have this t-shirt. There'll be another Break Loose t-shirt probably within a few months.
It's the mantra, right?
But it's the mantra, it's the logic behind Break Loose that I want people to actually remember and help carry them. Like I give out these bracelets all the time. And these are actually new ones. I actually have the Instagram on the back of these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like I tell people, when you have anything that says Break Loose, even if it's just a free bracelet because you don't like anything else, which is perfectly fine. But I want to be remembered as that person that helped you to say, you know what? Either this is the life I want and I want to make it better, or I'm living a life I don't even like right now, just trying to please everybody, and I need to come out of my shell
and
and
break loose.
And break loose, exactly. That's in a nutshell what it's about.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I've learned so much, and I'm so excited to follow you and watch you grow and move forward. This has been another episode of Sweet Spots. I'm Kris, www.krisrainwaters.com, Realtor with Corcoran Global Living and the Shishana Hogg Group. Stay tuned for more.